If you filed an MST claim before and it came back, denied, I want you to hear something. For years, these were some of the most mishandled claims in the whole system. A federal watchdog looked at MST claims that got denied and found nearly half of them had not been processed correctly. That was not your case falling short. That was the system getting it wrong. Part of why that happened is that MST claims were being worked by general staff who were never trained for them, handling a trauma claim like a broken ankle. But there is a person built into the VA to change that, and most women never use her. She is called the MST Coordinator. Here is what the MST Coordinator is and what they are not. They are not going to argue your claim for you. What they are is your doorway to free, confidential care and to getting your claim in front of the people actually trained to handle it. This video is how you use the coordinator. Every VA health facility has an MST coordinator. The coordinator is a trained clinician, not a front desk clerk, whose job is to help survivors get into MST care. That is the first thing the coordinator opens for you. Free, confidential treatment. No rating required, no matter how you were discharged. Here is the part to hold on to. That care is not just care. When you are treated for what the trauma caused, the depression, the anxiety, the sleep, that treatment becomes a record. And a record is exactly what a claim is built on. You decide if and when to bring it into your claim, but the coordinator is how the record starts. Now, the coordinator on the health side does not decide your claim. A different office, the benefits side of the VA, does that. So there is a second person worth knowing. The VA also has an MST outreach coordinator on the benefits side at the regional office, whose job is helping with the compensation claim itself. Two doors then. One coordinator gets you into care that becomes evidence. The other helps you move the claim. Most women never knock on either. This video is how you use both. So why does getting your claim to the right people matter this much? Because for years it went to the wrong ones. That is the story behind the number I opened with. MST claims were worked by general staff with no training for them, and a lot of those denials came from that, not from the claims being weak. That changed. In 2021, Congress passed a law, 38 U.S.C. 1166, that ordered the VA to build specialized teams just for MST claims, people trained in how this evidence actually works. Those teams exist now, and since they started, the share of MST claims being granted has gone up. Here is what that means for you. When your claim is filed as an MST claim, it gets marked as 1, and it is supposed to go to that specialized team instead of the general pool. That marking is the real version of a protected lane. It is not something you demand from a coordinator. It is something your claim earns by being filed as what it is. So the goal is simple. Get into care through the health side coordinator and file the claim so it lands with the team built to handle it. That is how you keep your file out of the lane that used to get these wrong. Let me walk you through how these two doors come together, step by step. Say you were denied years ago because there was no report from the time, and the general staff had nothing they knew how to use. Here is how the same claim can move now. You start with care. You go through the health side coordinator and begin treatment for what you carried home, the anxiety, the depression, the sleep. Each visit becomes a record. That record is medical evidence of the very conditions you are claiming, built in the present, on your terms. Then you bring the markers, the transfer request, the drop in your reviews, the person you told, the footprints we covered before. Under the VA's relaxed evidence rule for personal assault, those markers corroborate the trauma without a report. Your care shows the conditions. Your markers point to the cause. Then you file it as an MST claim, so it reaches the specialized team. They are trained to read exactly this: treatment records plus markers, instead of hunting for a police report that was never going to exist. That is the whole path. Care that becomes evidence, markers that stand in for the report, and a team built to see both. So how do you actually reach the coordinator? The health side MST coordinator is public. Every VA health facility has one, and the VA lists them by name and location on its own site. You can call your nearest VA facility and ask for the MST Coordinator directly. You do not need a reason ready. Asking for care is reason enough. For the claim side, ask the Regional Benefits Office for the MST Outreach Coordinator. 2 different offices, 2 different people, so name the one you want. Health Facility for care, Regional Benefits Office for the claim, and when you reach out, you are not asking for a favor. You are a veteran using a service that was built for you and paid for by your service. Start with care, because care is the door that opens the fastest, and it is the one that quietly builds the record everything else stands on. So here is the whole thing plain. An old denial does not mean your claim was weak. For years, these claims went to people who were never trained for them, and that is on the system, not on you. What changed is that there is now care you can start, evidence you can build, and a team trained to handle it. You do not need a report you never filed. You need the 2 doors. The health side coordinator for care, that becomes your record, and the claim filed as an MST claim, so it reaches the people built to read it. That is the path other women are walking right now. Before you go, keep the coordinator contact sheet. It lays out the 2 people you are looking for. The health side MST coordinator for care, and the benefits side MST Outreach Coordinator for the claim, with the questions to ask each one. It is pinned at the top of the comments, so tell me down there. What is one thing you learned today that you did not know before? I read every comment. Nothing here is a promise of any particular rating. Every claim is different. What we give you is the cleanest way we know to execute. For Guard and Reserve, women veterans, step-by-step, or benefits news, subscribe to the channel that fits your fight. The next video is how the PACT Act changed VA disability for women veterans. If you were exposed to burn pits or other hazards in service, there is a law that may have opened a door you do not know about yet. Most people think the PACT Act is only for the men who came before you. It is not. This was always in the dark. Now it is in the light.